Today's the day. Today's the day!
Today's the day?
Today's the day!
Today's the day!
If anyone's seen me gush and fanboy and share my scruffy little drawings of it this summer, you will know that I've been very loud and very annoying about the game of the game 2024 Concord. Back in July, the early beta and open beta had closed for Firewalk Studios' newest game for the PlayStation 5, and it's been buzzing around the socials and the medias. It is a multiplayer first-person hero shooter with an original space sci-fi setting, with a wide-ranging cast of playable characters. All of this reminiscent of old 70s anime, and I'm in love? The reason I'd found out about this game was that someone I admire and look up to a lot worked on it as one of their first big company games. And of course, being the supportive yandere stalker I am, I just had to take a look. While Firewalk Studios is a member of PlayStation Studios and the game is releasing for the PS5, thankfully it is also on Steam and crossplay is available to all. So I can flex my mouse and keyboard aim on these poor pitiful souls because my bullets are rated E for everyone. While I could be a bit of a huge nerd and go into the game development gushing, I actually want to talk about what drew me in initially, starting with a cinematic reveal trailer featuring the members of the North Star. The cinematic was my big hook, line, and sinker because I personally am a huge fan of that magical L word, lore. Specifically, I love when there's a lot to be discussed and observed in world building, fleshing out characters, creating your universe to be plausible and tangible, thanks to the minds behind the skilled creatives at Firewalk. Not to mention the stunning visuals thanks to the designers, modelers, environmental artists, as well as the subtle but never underestimated work from animators, compositors, programmers, effects people, all of these teams creating a stunning galaxy far off in the distant cosmos. Everything absolutely bopping to this freaking sick score? Did you know? Did you know this is Daniel Pemberton? Daniel Pemberton of Spider-Man Spider-Verse. Did you know? Because I freaking didn't! It goes so hard. Banger as always, Mr. P. This is actually the same opening score for the game's startup as it is for their cinematic reveal trailer, where we begin with a wide shot of Crater City and our beloved hot sauce boy being dropped out of the sky and into my gamer boy lap. This spiky creature is the gunslinger space cowboy Lennox, and he is one of the members of the North Star starship crew. Other members appear in the short, such as my gorgeous sniper wife Vale, my mean girlfriend Hamar, who is a fire warlock, One-Off, my beautiful big golden boy, and the one and only poet and warrior Starchild. Actually, feel free to pause my video and go and check out the Concord cinematic reveal trailer. It's so very fun. It's really pretty. I watched it so many times to intake as many details about the world, the characters, their dynamics, abilities. I'm very normal about this. There was actually someone in the official Discord who took the cinematic and other media released by PlayStation to piece together the script you see to put together a readable alphabet. Guardian, I thank you since you're the reason I can make game-accurate text for my fan art. While there's a very fun cast featured in that cinematic, the 5 focal cast members I've named are actual playable characters in the game, while their rivals that appear aren't, at least as far as we know. From the betas that were active during July of this year, the sneak peek we got into the game showed that we have 16 playable characters up front available to choose from. Overwatch has heroes, League of Legends has champions, Concord has free gunners, and that's such a cool freaking title! Alongside the full roster being available to play from minute 1 of download, you also have access to all the maps. I haven't been rotated into all of them during the beta, but of the ones I've seen, I love the set design and environmental storytelling of these different planets and what goes on in their architecture, production, and how they operate. I will say, didn't have access to the gaming PC. Had to keep visual settings as chunky and pixelated as possible just so my poor drawing computer wouldn't combust on my lap in 100-degree weather. But despite that drop in visual detail and terrible internet speeds I was fighting tooth and nail through, I never had trouble with readability, whether it was who I was shooting at or where I was going. That's really freaking important to me in a game that is basically parkour. The maps are designed with verticality in mind rather than just a flat playing field, which makes sense if you consider free gunners like Hamar who floats and Roka who flies. I also didn't get to try out all the free gunners due to my terrible bias of being in love with women. I'm so sorry, my kings and monarchs. Will not happen again. I'll change. I'll be better. The variety seen in free gunners isn't just surface level, by the way. Since the game is a hero shooter, one thing you have to learn is that each free gunner plays differently and stands alone as a character. From different Q and E abilities unique to each of them, as well as having character-specific method of attack, whether it's firearms, knives, or vacuums. There's also no ultimates, no big burst abilities, no final move. However, that never took away from the combat and instead asks us to get more creative with the limitations. You also have increased mobility in characters being given specific amounts of jumps and dodges per cooldown, which I took a little too long to figure out. Some, like Kips, get extra abilities that come from dodging, like turning invisible for stealth for a brief period, or another free gunner leaving a decoy of herself when using her flipping dodge. I need to get this out. When early beta came around, I was absolutely excited as anyone else to get to play. But I got called out because one of the free gunners that hadn't shown up very much in the teasers was accessible to the public now, and described to me as being Marshmallow Core. They ended up being right. Why would you do that to me? I just wanted to play a video game. The benefits of being in the official server full of developers from Firewalk also was really helpful during the beta periods, due to support and feedback going directly to them, and fixes and adjustments happening in a timely manner, especially with some bugs and trickier aspects. For one, if you didn't have a PlayStation 5 to play Concord and were a personal computer gamer like me, you would have needed a PlayStation Net account to sign in to access the game. At the time of scripting this video, the full release of the game still requires it, but thankfully, you just need the free PSN account to play it after purchase. Outside of the gameplay, the game itself was really neatly designed. It leaned hard into the space sci-fi campiness, with its unique font, clean UI, and crisp layout for menus and screens. Your profile in the game would have a little free gunner business card that you can customize and decorate the more things you unlock from playing games. Free gunners in-universe travel the stars, taking up odd jobs, missions, and bounties to make money against the oppressive monopoly held by the guild that controls the galaxy of Concord. And the game very much gives that vibe, with your missions and daily challenges being cute little job cards. All happenings throughout Concord narrated by the lovely voice of Pamela Tyson, who is the captain of the North Star ship. We're pretty decked out for a family of broke bounty hunters and guns for hire. Oh, by the way, no microtransactions to enjoy the full game. The whole thing is available to you upon purchase, all characters and maps and game modes, with the only things you can purchase further being nifty cosmetics that will not affect gameplay. No battle pass, no specialized currency. It's a pretty sweet deal. I need to mention, I'm not sponsored. I'm just in love with this game, and I'd appreciate seeing more people try it out and enjoy it despite the YouTubers telling you to dislike it. And if playing the game isn't your speed, there's plenty of story-based content to come from the game with weekly cinematic vignettes that play upon opening the game, as well as animated little episodes that are released from time to time. These are beautifully rendered short pieces showing the characters, how they interact, and delving more into the world. All delicious food for fandom-lurking individuals such as little old me. And they're releasing episodes every week after the game releases? We're getting spoiled with these fully animated videos for little else than just so we can see our beloved little aliens and robos and humans just vibing and doing their thing. That's a lot of effort and artistry, all for the sake of this new IP with no precedent or pre-existing fan community. And it's actually really inspiring and wonderful that the people making this really do love their game and the universe made for it, that they're going all out for its release. Thank you very much, Firewalk, for this quality content. We don't really deserve this, to be honest, but the fans do really appreciate the amazing things you're doing for Concord. I'm really excited for the release. Now please add a mod where I can marry Haymar and she'll be mean to me and hit me and yell at me.